Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and I got called out. Carol Brown, how dare you? There's this thing called, what is it? AuthorTube Oldies. I guess some people started this where you call these author tubers out and say, hey, you know what, you got to answer a few questions, since you've been around for a little while. And, I never used the hashtag, but apparently I'm part of the community. I like being part of the community. I just never expected to be called out. So, honor my obligation to someone I respect quite a bit. Carol's amazing. You need to check out her stuff, Carol Brown. I'm going to answer some of the questions, well, all of the questions that she gave me, and we'll see where we go from there. There may be a few jump takes because I may have to squint and read, and you guys don't need to see that. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. First thing is, how long have I been doing AuthorTube? Technically, I started doing author stuff. It's been over a couple of years. I think had to have been early 2017. I think the only one that I have AuthorTube-wise that is still left. I mean, I read a couple pages from some very old lectures. I don't really consider that anything, but my own stuff, the first one was July 17th. No, it was July, but it was the 17th chapter out of a book called Revolution. It's the second one in a sci-fi series that I wrote. The first one's published. The second one, in chapter 17, it's basically standalone. Doesn't even really need to be in a book. It's one of those things where you start writing a character, they write themselves, and this one's pretty diabolical and kind of dark. So if you want to hear it, it's in my odds and ends. It's the only thing I think I have left from Revolution still on YouTube. And it's old. It's me still learning how to do stuff. I'm still not an expert at making videos, but it's there, and I like it. I like that part of the story. Pretty cool. Let's see, what else do we have? All right. The next question is, what's the biggest difference in AuthorTube that I've seen since starting? And since I am fairly new to the community, I don't know, maybe might be getting close to a year technically, but 2 years since doing it. It's grown, especially with the virus going around where a lot of people are stuck indoors. The community builds, you reach out to people in any way you can. Humans are like that, amazing people where you're presented with a challenge and we find amazing ways to overcome it. Nothing keeps us down. There's always going to be somebody that figures something out, a way to make things better, a way to improve, a way to make life, and make it as enjoyable as possible. And so I think size-wise, at least for me, that's what I've noticed. I've seen a lot of people join in the community as we've come along, and maybe it was always there, but I really like the way the community shares. I found a lot of that. And I think there was a saying that an older gentleman told me once a long time ago, and he says, water seeks its own level. And he's an old guy, but basically the meaning behind that was like attracts like. And for some reason or another, that's always true. Unless you're like in a grocery store and you're around a bunch of old boomers that are on too much medication, they start zombieing up to you right when you're looking at something. And they don't need the product at all. They're just attracted to hang out and just look over your shoulder. Even with the social distancing, as they say that we need to do, they still do the zombie thing. All right, let's go on to the next question. Okay, next one is, what or who inspired you to join AuthorTube? I can't say who, simply because I don't remember. I don't know how I got tied into it. Not a clue. Someone out there may know, but I don't. What did was trying to improve, I guess, because my writing up until recently has been for me and my family. And I had no ambition of putting things out into the world until maybe that's it. One of my patients before I retired, his name's Kevin, and my brother, who's named Alan, would read all my stuff. And they said it's all really good stuff, and especially my brother Alan. Well, both of these gentlemen are very well read into sci-fi, which is my forte, and fantasy. And so in order for me to, I figured if I'm going to do this, then I should learn. And I didn't even notice the hashtag. I just found, it might have even been Carol's channel. And I started listening and paying attention to these people and going, wow, this is pretty cool. Some people know their stuff, other people don't, but everyone's all together saying, you know what, let's work on it together. And that's it. That's how I got involved with it. On to the next one. This one's funny. What do I think is my most underrated video? I think my most underrated one, and you guys won't be able to see it because I removed it. It was the epilogue for the 3 books of the evolution. That's where I tied everything together. It's in the book called Resolution. And, there's those people who follow the story, and I got quite a few people who've been very, very interested in it, and I've had unbelievable compliments. You could read, if you go to my commercials, you can see what they say, because I put a third or so of them in there. But there's those times when you put your heart into things, And of course, like I had mentioned before, I'm not a videographer or, great orator or anything else. But I really tried to make this one impactful, because that was at least I thought it was the end. 2 more books came after that, but that was the end. And I was so pleased with it. And, but then again, I don't promote myself that often, so I guess it was deserved not to have as much as I kind of hoped. But with most of my videos, I'm grateful when people show up, but I'm not disappointed if people don't. But I think that was probably one of the ones that kind of let me down. The other one is one with a book called The Blood Witch, and I'm going to let that one go for now, because I'm doing some things with that book, and hopefully it'll be fun. We'll see. It needs a lot of work. I need to swallow my pride a bit. I need to swallow my pride a lot, and I need to work hard, but I also need to stand my ground on a few things too. So we'll see how it goes. All right, next question. All right, next question. This one is interesting. It's, what is the most valuable thing that I've learned so far? And I think, and I was picking this up, and a couple other people pointed it out more recently, because the last stuff that I've been doing has been rushed. The first stuff I spent a lot of time going through, but I think the most valuable thing is sometimes I put in information that I think people should get onto, hook up with, understand, and sometimes I don't explain it, or it doesn't fit in right. And I've learned that from people in the community, that things need to be woven a little bit better together, sometimes a whole lot better together, or need less explanation or more explanation. It depends, because there's all kinds of different readers, and I tend to write at a level that is college level, and then there's some people that listen that are not college level, and so it's a little difficult for some people to grasp, and sometimes the events or things are a little unreal, but it's sci-fi and fantasy, so it's going to be a little unreal, but anyway, those are things I need to work on, is to make sure that it comes out clear and it's reasonably believable within the realm of fantasy and sci-fi. Let's go to the next question. All right. This one is, how many books have you published or collections won? And I had people that contributed to it. It was an independent, and people have taken to it really well. Everyone, everyone that I've talked to said they really, really enjoy it. So I'm very grateful for that. How many have I written pre-edited? 6. So there's 7 without an edit, or it's 7 total, but 6 without an edit, 5 in the sci-fi series, and the second one for the fantasy series I'm working on right now. But things are going slow. I'm plugging along trying to get them done. But one book, you can look it up, Evolution by Adega. It's on Amazon, and for some reason they have a lot of the chapters exposed. People can read them for free. Don't do that, but because I don't make any money off of it. All of my money is going to my family. It's set an account. I've never touched a dime of it, and I don't intend to. When I'm gone, they get it. So, and that's everything with my books. It's all theirs. So, next question. Next question is, what do I think about my oldest videos? Are they good? Are they cringe? Can I watch them? Believe it or not, the gaming videos that I did, it was for Star Wars, the multiplayer game, and there was some space combat, and people couldn't do it, and I could. Didn't have a problem with it, and I made those videos, and I think they hold up today. I don't know if people are still playing those, but they do. People like them. They're some of my more popular ones, considering I don't have a huge amount of people that follow me, but either way, I'm happy either way. But when I get into, like when I started doing my first book, the one that's in print now, and I started putting it on YouTube long before it was on print, so I could hear myself, read it, review it, go through it. Oh, I have a hard time listening to that. The volume's bad. I could never find pictures. Even now when I make my videos, I use a lot of images and none of them match. None of them. And so that combined with my voice, combined with the equipment I was using, and not being able to edit, and mistakes after mistake, I'm glad they're not up anymore. Gotta keep an image of being silly, not stupid. Next question. All right, next question. How's my process changed since the beginning? And well, the biggest thing I could think of is with just YouTube, AuthorTube aspect of it is, one, I've gotten better at making sound quality, figured out how to reduce noise in the background, because a lot of my stuff's noisy, how to make images work, and how to use images that aren't copyrighted, and the ones that are, to make sure that there's a watermark or what have you, so whoever produced them has it, and remove anything that I am making money off of, like Evolution. There's money being made off of that from the book, and so that one's no longer on YouTube, and I don't want any of those images to be used that would take value away from somebody else's artwork. I can't do that. They put some time and effort into it, and I don't want to rob anybody. So that process of being able to manipulate images and sound and to make it a little bit more enjoyable, that's been the biggest thing. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. All right, I think we're on our last question. What hopes do I have for the future of my channel or AuthorTube community? My channel, my most recent video that is going to come out in a couple days from the making of this video, I am mentioning something. Editing is something that, well, with the sci-fi stuff, it wasn't too hard. The fantasy stuff's it's a lot more difficult. And what I'm going to do is start making videos to where you could see pre and post, where it was, where it should be, where it sounds better, where it reads better, the flow and everything. That way, and I'm not going to do entire chapters, just bits and pieces of different ones. And if in any way that can help somebody else, or if it can help myself, because oftentimes these videos are really to help me, if I could do that, then I think there'd be a lot more value in my channel instead of just being entertained. Because I know people, they come on and they listen, they like the stories. It gives them a chance to listen to some people are in the car, some people, there's a couple of people that don't see very well. So I'm happy to help them out. But I think that's the direction I'm going to go. And for all of AuthorTube, I like the aspect that some people are doing where it becomes a motivating place. They do these things called sprints, for those of you who aren't in AuthorTube and you're watching this, where they encourage each other to write as much as you can in a certain amount of time. It doesn't work well for me. I mean, I could write, but I don't do under time crunches. I have to have a light bulb has to click in my head, and then I can do a lot. But under time crunches, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But some people love it and do it phenomenal, and I'm grateful it's there. But there are other things where people are doing how to and where to and why to, and it's like a college course in writing, and I think it's wonderful if it becomes larger, more organized, and we have more available to all the different types of creators. I would love that. I think it would be awesome. All right, that's the end of that. I am going to, not by name because I'm going to have to look them up, point out some AuthorTubers that I want to pull a Carol on and point the finger at you and say, make a video, because now I'm picking on you. So I will check them out, see if they haven't done one already, and put the screws on them. All right. Catch you later.
Hey guys, it's Danny here from Broken Pages. I hope you're all well and looking after yourselves.
Howdy howlers, it's Sako to me.
But heavens, what's this? A note. Perchance it's from a lady admirer. Oh, it is not.
Good evening, Professor. What now?